Have you ever wondered why the most creative ideas seem to pop up when you're bored? It's a question that has puzzled many, and today we're going to delve into it. Boredom, that feeling of listlessness and dissatisfaction, is often perceived negatively. We try to avoid it, fill our lives with activities, distractions, anything to stave off that gnawing emptiness. But what if I told you that boredom isn't necessarily a bad thing? In fact, it might just be the catalyst for creative thinking. When our minds aren't preoccupied with tasks or entertainment, they start to wander, to seek out stimulation. And this is where the magic happens. The idle mind begins to connect dots, to think outside the box, to dream up new ideas and solutions. It's in this space of seeming nothingness that creativity often finds its spark. Boredom, it seems, might just be the secret ingredient to creativity. Now, you might be thinking, is there any evidence for this? Well, there is. A body of clinical research has emerged over the years that shows a fascinating link between boredom and creativity. Let's delve into some of these studies. One study, conducted by psychologists at the University of Central Lancashire, found that undertaking a boring task can actually lead to increased creativity. In this study, participants were asked to perform a rather dull task, like copying numbers from a phone book. After completing this, they were then given a creative task, such as coming up with different uses for a pair of plastic cups. What the researchers found was truly intriguing. The participants who had been bored by the phone book task came up with significantly more creative uses for the cups than those who hadn't. In a similar vein, a study from the University of Limerick found that boredom can act as a catalyst for creative thinking. When participants were subjected to a monotonous task, they were subsequently more successful at problem-solving exercises that required creative thinking. The monotony seemed to spur their minds into a more creative state. Moreover, a study carried out at the University of California, Santa Barbara, even suggests that daydreaming, which is often a result of boredom, can enhance our problem-solving abilities and ignite creative thought. Participants who were allowed to let their minds wander before tackling a creative task were found to perform far better than those who were kept engaged. These studies and others like them highlight an essential point. Boredom, often seen as a negative state, can actually serve as a catalyst for creativity. It seems that when our minds are unoccupied, they have the freedom to roam and explore new ideas and possibilities. So when there's nothing to do, our brains may just start doing something remarkable. So the next time you're bored, remember, you might just be on the brink of your next great idea. So how can we use this knowledge to our advantage? Let's dive into the strategies for harnessing the creative potential of boredom. Think of this not as an obstacle, but as a key to unlock your innovative side. It's a matter of perspective, and it starts with one simple step, taking periodic breaks from work. Indeed, it sounds counterintuitive. Aren't we supposed to be productive to keep our minds always engaged in some task? Yet the mind, just like the body, needs rest. It needs a moment to breathe, to wander, and to explore the uncharted territories of thought. This is where the magic happens. In those quiet moments of solitude, when you're away from the hustle and bustle of your daily routine, you give your mind the freedom to connect the dots, to see patterns and relationships that were invisible before. Next, let's talk about free thought. Free thought is allowing your mind to roam without restrictions, without an agenda. It's about embracing the uncertainty and unpredictability of your thoughts. It's about venturing into the wilderness of your mind, with no map and no compass. Sounds scary? Maybe, but it's also exhilarating, liberating, and potentially immensely rewarding. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, we need to embrace boredom. We live in a society that considers boredom as a sign of inefficiency or laziness. But what if we told you that boredom is not your enemy, but your ally? It's a signal that your mind is ready for a new challenge, for a new adventure. It's a call to action, a call to create, to innovate. And who can benefit from this? Everyone. From the artist seeking inspiration for a new masterpiece to the entrepreneur looking for the next big idea. Boredom doesn't discriminate. It's a universal experience that can lead to universal benefits. The next time you find yourself reaching for your phone to kill time, remember, boredom could be your secret weapon for creativity.